Deciding between a long-term commitment and a sudden urge for total freedom requires more than just a coin toss today. Tempers flare in quiet rooms, while ambitious projects feel the weight of unexpected obstacles or sudden bursts of competitive energy. The shift occurs as the moon enters the deep waters of Scorpio, while several planets cluster in the sign of the goat. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, is dominated by the intense Sun conjunction Mars, which amplifies every desire and frustration. The moon in Scorpio at 0 degrees 32 minutes adds an emotional depth that refuses to stay on the surface of these interactions. Madame Zodiac observes these celestial currents with the precision of a jeweler examining a rare but volatile diamond. Some will find the courage to break through glass ceilings, while others might fall into the trap of unnecessary confrontation. The cosmic map reveals a path through this intensity if one knows where to look for the hidden exits. Every sign will face a unique version of this pressure between ambition and emotional truth. My dear Aries, you are the fire that burns brightest when the wind blows hardest. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, opened with a surge of raw energy that might make your morning coffee feel entirely redundant. Your ruler, Mars, is currently positioned at 20 degrees 46 minutes of Capricorn, sitting in your house 8. This sector governs deep intimacy and shared resources, making every interaction feel like a high-stakes negotiation. Because Mars is exactly conjoined with the Sun, your personal power is at an all-time high, though your patience might be at an all-time low. You might feel like a race car idling at a red light, revving your engine while everyone else is still looking for their keys. The moon crosses your house 8, the one of intimacy, adding a layer of Scorpio-flavored intensity to your private life. This lunar position suggests that secrets could surface, or that a deep conversation with a partner is no longer avoidable. To navigate this, try to distinguish between a genuine emergency and your own burning desire for immediate results. Your ruling planet is also opposing a retrograde Jupiter, which could lead you to overestimate your influence or overspend on a whim. Take a breath before you hit the Buy Now button or send that spicy text message. A little bit of restraint today will go a long way in preserving your most important alliances. Even a warrior needs to know when to sheathe the sword and enjoy the view. Consider focusing this intense energy on a physical project or a deep psychological dive rather than a confrontation. Your ability to transform challenges into fuel is your superpower, so use it wisely. Celestial recommendation: focus on listening twice as much as you speak to avoid the friction that Mars is currently stirring in your interpersonal depths. Investigate your motives before acting. For a deeper understanding, consider checking your rising sign and Venus sign as well. To stay connected to your daily horoscope, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell. My sweet Taurus, your steady heart is the anchor many seek in these choppy waters. The day announces a significant focus on your closest relationships as the cosmic energy pulls you out of your comfort zone. Your ruler, Venus, is at 22 degrees 24 minutes of Capricorn, transiting your house 7. This house represents the couple and committed partnerships, and with Venus conjoined with the Sun, your charm is practically magnetic. However, Venus is also squaring Chiron, which might bring up an old wound regarding your sense of worth within a relationship. The moon crosses your house 7, the one of the couple, intensifying your need for emotional security and deep connection. You might find yourself analyzing your partner's every word like a detective looking for clues in a cold case. This is a day where the silence between words speaks louder than the words themselves. Your patience rivals that of a yogi in traffic, but even you have your limits when it comes to emotional inconsistency. Uranus is still retrograde in your sign at 27 degrees 41 minutes, reminding you that the only constant is change, even if you prefer your furniture and your life to stay exactly where they are. The Saturn sextile Uranus aspect provides a bridge between your need for tradition and the necessity of innovation. Use this energy to propose a new way of doing things that still respects the history you have built. If a conversation feels like it is heading toward a cliff, use your natural groundedness to bring it back to level Earth. You are the builder of the Zodiac, and today you are being asked to reinforce the foundations of your heart. Remember that vulnerability is not a weakness. It is the mortar that holds the bricks together. Daily advice: practice radical honesty with yourself about what you need from others before you ask them to provide it. Balance your desires with reality. To gain a more complete picture, the rising sign and Venus sign can add useful context. If you want to keep receiving your daily horoscope, subscribing and hitting the bell really helps. My lovely Geminis, your mental agility is your greatest asset in this complex cosmic dance. The day begins with a flurry of tasks that require your specific brand of intellectual multitasking. Your ruler, Mercury, is sitting at 15 degrees of Capricorn in your house 6. This house governs health and daily routines, areas where you usually prefer variety over strict structure. However, the Capricorn influence is demanding a level of discipline that might feel like wearing a suit that is one size too small. The moon crosses your house 6, the one of health, bringing an emotional intensity to your physical well-being. You might find that your stress levels are manifesting as a literal tension in your shoulders or a restless mind that refuses to quiet down. This is an ideal moment for refining your habits, perhaps by finally organizing that digital clutter or committing to a more consistent sleep schedule. The Sun and Mars conjunction in Capricorn suggests that your work environment could be a bit of a battlefield today, but you are the one with the best communication strategy. Use your words to bridge gaps rather than to score points in an argument. Even your morning coffee can feel it's your day if you approach your to-do list with a sense of purpose. Avoid the temptation to take on 3 new projects when you already have 5 half-finished ones on your desk. The opposition between Mars and Jupiter might make everything seem more urgent than it actually is. Take a moment to pause and realize that the world won't stop spinning if you take a 20-minute break. Your health is your wealth, and today the stars are reminding you to invest in it. Celestial recommendation: simplify your schedule to allow for moments of genuine mental stillness and physical recovery. Prioritize your well-being. For extra insight, take a moment to look at your rising sign and your Venus sign. Never miss your daily horoscope again. Subscribe, like, and activate the bell. My cherished Cancers, the tides are turning in a way that speaks directly to your soul. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, highlights your creative spark and your connection to the joys of life. Your ruler, the moon, is moving through Scorpio at 0 degrees 32 minutes, occupying your house 5. This is the sector of children, creativity, and romance, and the Scorpio influence makes these themes feel incredibly deep and transformative. You aren't interested in superficial fun today. You want experiences that move you to your core. Jupiter is retrograde in your sign at 19 degrees 57 minutes, which might make you feel a bit nostalgic or reflective about your personal growth over the last few months. This retrograde energy is currently opposing Mars, which can create a tension between your desire to expand and your need to protect your emotional boundaries. You might feel a bit like a crab trying to decide whether to come out of its shell or retreat further into the sand. The Sun conjunction Venus in Capricorn is happening in your opposite sign, putting a bright light on how others perceive you and your creative efforts. Use this day to express yourself through an art form or a hobby that allows you to release built-up emotions. Your intuition is razor sharp right now, so trust that first gut feeling you get about a new person or a creative project. Even if the world feels a bit loud, your inner voice is clear if you take the time to listen. This day will be particularly favorable for deepening a bond with a child or a romantic interest through shared creative activities. Don't be afraid to show your intensity. It is what makes your heart so magnetic. Daily advice: channel your emotional depth into a creative project that has been waiting for your unique touch. Embrace your passion. For a deeper understanding, consider checking your rising sign and Venus sign as well. To stay connected to your daily horoscope, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell. My radiant Leos, the spotlight is shifting toward your inner world today. While you usually enjoy the center stage, the current cosmic climate is inviting you to find warmth in the hearth of your own home. Your ruler, the Sun, is at 21 degrees 16 minutes of Capricorn, illuminating your house 4. This house governs family and your private foundations, and with the Sun conjoined with Mars, there is a lot of heat in your domestic sphere. You might feel a sudden urge to renovate your living space or to address a long-standing family dynamic that has been simmering under the surface. The moon crosses your house 4, the one of family, adding a Scorpio-led intensity to your emotional roots. This isn't just about where you live, it's about where you feel you truly belong. Venus is also conjoined with your ruler, suggesting that beauty and harmony are possible at home if you are willing to work for them. However, the Mars opposition to Jupiter might make you feel like your family responsibilities are clashing with your personal ambitions. It's a day for finding the middle ground between being the king of the jungle and the protector of the den. Your pride might be pricked by a relative's comment, but remember that your strength lies in your generosity of spirit. The stars advise putting your phone in airplane, cosmic mode, for a few hours to truly connect with those you love. A quiet dinner or a deep conversation by the fireplace will do more for your soul than any public accolade. You are building a legacy, and that legacy starts with the stability of your own home. Trust that by tending to your roots, your branches will eventually reach even higher. Celestial recommendation: dedicate time to your domestic environment and clear out any emotional or physical clutter that no longer serves you. Ground your energy. To gain a more complete picture, the rising sign and Venus sign can add useful context. If you want to keep receiving your daily horoscope, subscribing and hitting the bell really helps. My meticulous Virgos, your eye for detail is picking up on subtle shifts in the air. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, centers on your communication and your immediate environment. Your ruler, Mercury, is at 15 degrees 0 degrees of Capricorn, transiting your house 3. This house rules your thoughts, your siblings, and your daily interactions, and the Capricorn placement demands clarity and precision. You might find yourself rewriting an email 5 times to ensure every comma is in its rightful place. The moon crosses your house 3, the one of communication, bringing a powerful emotional depth to your words. People might find your insights particularly piercing today, as you are able to see right through any facade. The Sun-Mars conjunction in your sector of intellect gives you the drive to learn something new or to finish a writing project that has been stalled. However, be careful not to use your sharp wit as a weapon, even if you are technically right. The Saturn sextile Uranus aspect is working in your favor, helping you to find innovative solutions to old problems. You are the bridge builder of the Zodiac right now, connecting disparate ideas into a coherent plan. This day will be particularly favorable for a short trip or a deep dive into a subject that fascinates you. Your curiosity is your compass, so follow it wherever it leads, even if it takes you off the beaten path. Remember that sometimes the most important things are said in the pauses between sentences. Take time to listen to what is not being said. Daily advice: use your analytical skills to solve a complex problem for a friend or colleague, but keep your tone gentle. Communicate with heart. For extra insight, take a moment to look at your rising sign and your Venus sign. Never miss your daily horoscope again. Subscribe, like, and activate the bell. My elegant Libras, finding balance is more of an art form than a science right now. The day focuses heavily on your values and your financial stability. Your ruler, Venus, is at 22 degrees 24 minutes of Capricorn, moving through your house 2. This house governs your money and your self-worth, and with Venus conjoined with the Sun, you are feeling a strong pull to improve your material circumstances. However, Venus is squaring Chiron, which might trigger some old insecurities about whether you truly deserve the abundance you seek. The moon crosses your house 2, the one of finances, adding a layer of Scorpio-driven intensity to your spending habits. You might feel a sudden urge to invest in something that promises deep transformation or long-term security. This is not a day for impulse buys, no matter how much that vintage velvet chair seems to be calling your name. Mars is also in your house 2 and conjoined with the Sun, giving you the drive to work hard for your money, but also the potential to fight about it. If you share finances with someone else, expect a heated but necessary discussion about the budget. The Saturn sextile Uranus transit helps you find a stable way to integrate new financial technologies or ideas. You are learning that your true value isn't found in your bank account, but in the grace you bring to every situation. Use this energy to audit your possessions and keep only what truly adds value to your life. Beauty and utility should go hand in hand today. Celestial recommendation: review your financial goals with a cold eye and a warm heart, ensuring your spending aligns with your true values. Secure your future. For a deeper understanding, consider checking your rising sign and Venus sign as well. To stay connected to your daily horoscope, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell. My beloved Scorpios, the universe is whispering your name in a language only you understand. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, is a powerful day of self-discovery and new beginnings. The moon is in your sign at 0 degrees 32 minutes, occupying your house 1. This is your house of identity and physical presence, and the lunar energy here makes you feel everything 10 times more intensely than usual. You are like a lighthouse in a storm, intense, unyielding, and impossible to ignore. Your traditional ruler, Mars, is at 20 degrees 46 minutes of Capricorn in your house 3, conjoined with the sun. This gives you an incredible mental drive and the power to persuade anyone of almost anything. However, Mars is opposing Jupiter, which might lead you to overpromise or take on more than you can realistically handle. The moon crosses your house 1, the one of new starts, making this an ideal time to launch a personal project or reinvent your image. You might feel the need to shed an old skin that no longer fits the person you are becoming. Don't be afraid of the intensity. It is your natural habitat. Your modern ruler, Pluto, isn't listed here, but the Mars-Sun conjunction in Capricorn acts as a powerful substitute for your transformative energy. People are drawn to your mystery today, even if they find it a bit intimidating. Use your influence to lift others up rather than to control the narrative. This day will be particularly favorable for setting intentions that require courage and deep commitment. You are the master of the underworld, and today you are bringing that depth into the light. Daily advice. Trust your instincts over your logic today, as your emotional radar is tuned to the highest frequency. Step into your power. To gain a more complete picture, the rising sign and Venus sign can add useful context. If you want to keep receiving your daily horoscope, subscribing and hitting the bell really helps. My adventurous Sagittarians, even the longest journey begins with a quiet moment of reflection. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, pulls your focus toward your inner world and your spiritual growth. Your ruler, Jupiter, is retrograde at 19 degrees 57 minutes of Cancer, sitting in your house 12. This is the house of the subconscious, spirituality, and hidden things, and the retrograde motion suggests you are currently reevaluating your belief systems. Jupiter is currently opposing the Sun and Mars, which can create a conflict between your public ambitions and your private need for peace. You might feel a bit like a philosopher caught in a boardroom meeting. Your mind is on the big picture, but the world is demanding attention to the details. The moon crosses your house 12, the one of spirituality, bringing deep-seated emotions and perhaps some vivid dreams to the surface. Scorpio energy in this house suggests that your intuition is working overtime to uncover truths you've been avoiding. This is a day for solitude, meditation, or a quiet walk in nature rather than a crowded social gathering. You are preparing for a major internal shift, and that requires a certain amount of quietude. Saturn in Pisces is also sextiling Uranus and Taurus, helping you find a practical way to ground your spiritual insights. Don't ignore the small, quiet voice inside you that is telling you to slow down. Even a centaur needs to rest its legs and look at the stars sometimes. Your wisdom is growing, but it needs time to ripen in the dark before it can be shared with the world. Celestial recommendation: create a sanctuary for yourself today where you can connect with your higher self without any outside distractions. Seek inner peace. For extra insight, take a moment to look at your rising sign and your Venus sign. Never miss your daily horoscope again. Subscribe, like, and activate the bell. My resilient Capricorns, the weight of the crown is heavy, but you wear it with grace. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, is a high-energy day for you with several planets clustered in your sign. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars are all in Capricorn, putting you squarely in the cosmic driver's seat. Your ruler, Saturn, is at 26 degrees 51 minutes of Pisces, transiting your house 11. This house governs your friendships and your long-term goals for society, and Saturn's presence here asks you to be more discerning about who you spend your time with. The moon crosses your house 11, the one of friendships, adding an emotional intensity to your social circle. You might find that a friend needs your strength today, or that a group project requires your firm leadership. The Sun-Mars conjunction in your first house gives you an incredible amount of physical and mental energy. You are essentially a one-person powerhouse right now. However, the Mars-Jupiter opposition warns against being too dogmatic or pushing others too hard. Not everyone has your stamina or your iron will, so try to be a bit more patient with those who are struggling to keep up. This day will be particularly favorable for making progress on a major personal goal that you've been dreaming about for years. Your ability to turn a vision into a concrete reality is unmatched today. Use your charm, thanks to Venus also being in your sign, to win over any skeptics. You are the mountain climber who finally sees the summit within reach. Daily advice. Lead by example rather than by instruction, and you will find that others are more than willing to follow your path. Connect with your tribe. For a deeper understanding, consider checking your rising sign and Venus sign as well. To stay connected to your daily horoscope, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell.
My visionary Aquarians, the future is knocking on your door with a very specific rhythm. This Sunday, January 11, 2026, places a significant emphasis on your career and your public image. Your ruler, Uranus, is retrograde at 27 degrees 41 minutes of Taurus, transiting your house 10. This is the house of career and reputation, and the retrograde motion suggests you are rethinking your professional trajectory. The moon crosses your house 10, the one of career, bringing a powerful Scorpio-fueled ambition to your goals. You aren't just looking for a job, you are looking for a mission that aligned with your deepest values. Saturn is sextiling your ruler, which provides a much-needed grounding effect, helping you turn your radical ideas into a workable structure. The Sun-Mars conjunction in your house 12 might make you feel like you are working behind the scenes, or that your efforts aren't being fully recognized yet. Don't worry, the stars are just giving you time to perfect your plan before the big reveal. You might feel a bit of a tug-of-war between your need for independence and the demands of your professional life. Use your natural objectivity to see the situation from a bird's-eye view. Your unique perspective is your greatest asset, even if others don't quite get it yet. This is a day for strategizing and quietly building your empire rather than making a loud announcement. Trust that the work you do in the shadows will eventually be brought into the bright light of success. Celestial recommendation. Focus on the long-term impact of your professional choices rather than seeking immediate validation from your peers. Build your legacy. To gain a more complete picture, the rising sign and Venus sign can add useful context. If you want to keep receiving your daily horoscope, subscribing and hitting the bell really helps. My mystical Pisces, your dreams are weaving a tapestry that the waking world is finally noticing. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, expands your horizons and pushes you to explore new philosophical territories. Your traditional ruler, Jupiter, is retrograde in Cancer, while your modern ruler, Neptune, is in your sign. Saturn is also in Pisces at 26 degrees 51 minutes, transiting your house 9. This house rules higher education, travel, and philosophy, and Saturn here is asking you to take your spiritual or intellectual pursuits more seriously. The moon crosses your house 9, the one of philosophy, bringing a deep emotional resonance to your search for meaning. You might find yourself drawn to a book, a documentary, or a conversation that fundamentally changes how you see the world. The Sun-Mars conjunction in Capricorn is happening in your sector of friendships and future hopes, giving you the drive to find a community that shares your vision. However, the square from Venus to Chiron might make you feel a bit hesitant to share your most vulnerable ideas with a group. Don't let the fear of being misunderstood keep you from speaking your truth. The Saturn-Uranus sextile is a gift, helping you bridge the gap between your spiritual insights and the practical reality of your daily life. You are learning how to be in the world, but not of it, a delicate balance that you are uniquely qualified to master. This day will be particularly favorable for planning a trip or enrolling in a course that challenges your current perspective. Your soul is hungry for depth, so feed it with something substantial. Daily advice: seek out a mentor or a wise friend who can help you ground your big ideas into a tangible plan of action. Expand your mind. For extra insight, take a moment to look at your rising sign and your Venus sign. Never miss your daily horoscope again. Subscribe, like, and activate the bell. This Sunday, January 11th, 2026, marks a collective turning point where deep-seated ambitions meet intense emotional scrutiny. The moon in Scorpio acts as a catalyst for the powerful Sun-Mars conjunction, forcing a confrontation between our desires and our vulnerabilities. This alignment creates a pressurized environment where the need for structural change becomes impossible to ignore. Mars opposing a retrograde Jupiter adds a layer of exaggeration to every conflict and every breakthrough. The day places the focus on the thin line between constructive drive and destructive impulsivity. It is a moment where the stability of our long-term foundations is tested by the heat of immediate passion. Madame Zodiac concludes this reading with the steady gaze of one who knows that the stars only provide the map, not the destination. The cosmic currents continue to flow as the night deepens and the planets prepare for their next move. Listening to the quiet pulse of the universe often reveals the answers we seek in the silence.